Welcome to Contractor Cuts, where we cover the good, the bad, and the ugly of growing a successful contracting company.
Welcome back to Contractor Cuts. My name is Clark Turner.
I'm Jared Flo.
Thank you guys for joining us again. So this week we are picking up kind of where we left off last week, but we're talking about labor, subcontractors or on-staff handymen, or how do we get the job executed?
Right.
The title of this one is Don't
Do It.
Use Daily or Hourly Labor. There's a little asterisk by it, probably not on the title, but we want to start building towards a level 2 company.
Yep.
Last week we covered the difference of level 1 and level 2 and also 3 and 4. But level 1 company is a guy out there swinging the hammer, doing the work himself, getting the jobs done, being a lead on site, who's might be bringing in your electrician and plumber and doing stuff, but I'm there every single day.
Physically delivering the product on a daily basis.
That's a level 1.
Yeah.
Our goal is to grow that guy into a level 2, which is a project manager. You're managing multiple crews on multiple job sites. You're not swinging a hammer, and you're growing to a spot to hire a project manager and grow the number of properties you're renovating at a time, or painting, or whatever, building, whatever it is as your company. So that being said, level 1 is the only level where it's okay to do hourly or daily labor because I am on site. I know I am in control of how quickly things get done. I also can tell a guy not to come back tomorrow. I got to get it finished up myself because I don't have enough money to pay you, because I'm tracking every single dollar on that job because I know how much I'm making and how much I've paid you 3 days, and so it's this much, so I only have this much left.
I'm not going to go pick you up and bring you tomorrow because I can't afford you.
I can't afford you. I'm paying out of my pocket. And so on level 1, we get it. It happens. When you're a lead on a job, you need to bring help and all those people. Now, if you're hiring outside trades, if I'm bringing in a electrician, I am not, even at a level 1, going to hire him hourly or daily. For the electrician, for every other position beyond that one exception of a level
second
1.
set of hands or whatever.
Yeah, outside of that, we are never, ever hiring hourly or daily labor.
Yep.
Our software has a work order system built into it. I write my line items up. I have everything, the descriptions that the client signs off on. I select the line items that I want my labor to do. I dispatch it out to the labor, and they get a work order for X amount of dollars for these 4 items with it detailed out. And I say, labor, this is how much I'm going to pay you, $4,000 for doing this amount of work.
And I want you to start on this date, and I want it to be done by this date.
I need you to buy in and agree. Go visit the house, take a look. This is what we're doing. If you can do it for this price, you're approved to get started.
Yeah.
If you need more money, you need to talk to me before you get started. If you start work on the job, this is how much you're getting paid for this amount of work. No changes.
Right.
We lay that out very clearly with all of our labor. And we say this is the only way that you get more money is if there's a variance on this job before you get started, before you do the work.
Right.
So a paint job, paint this house, walls, ceiling, trim. I'm buying my own paint, so you don't have to. I expect you to prep all the walls. I expect you to cover this. All of that's written on the work order. Now, if I add the basement to the quote, you will get more money.
That's a change in the original scope.
But if you paint the basement and tell me you're owed more money, it's not in the scope. We never agreed to that, right? So everything we do is a work order system. I don't care if it's changing a door handle for $25 because you're already I will send you a new work order for $25. Doesn't matter what it is. It is a work order system. You're doing this amount of labor for this amount of money. Agree or walk away. If you don't want to do it for that, no problem. I either got to find someone else or I got to go back to my client and get a change order and say, hey, listen, I underbid this, whatever it is. Maybe I lose that job. But I am going to ensure 2 things here. What are the 2 things of why we hate daily labor? Talk to me about that.
Well, what I was going to say about the work order is the thing that it does is that it creates a level of accountability with clear communication and clear expectations.
Yep.
And there is a dollar amount of whatever, $1,000. And I'm going to give you 2 to 3 days to get that done. right? If you can get it done in 2 days, you made more money. If you can get done in 1 day, great. You made $1,000 in 1 day. And that puts a sense of urgency on the crew of like, hey, I'm not going to dilly-dally. I'm going to get there early. I'm going to get this knocked out.
Yep.
If it takes me 3 days, I'm okay with it because I'm still making good money. But if I can really dial in and get there early and stay late a couple of days, I can get this knocked out in 2 days and I make a little bit more money for myself.
Start another job the next day.
Start another job the next day.
Yep.
And that is the place where when you go to a day labor or you go to hourly, there are some system breakdowns.
Yep.
Right? So one, you lose the control of a sense of urgency. Because if I'm getting paid $10, $15, $20 an hour and it gets to be 5 o'clock and I got 30 minutes worth of work left, I'm squaring away and going home, and I'm coming back, and I'm going to charge it for 3-4 hours.
I'm getting $250 a day. It's $4.59. I've got 2 hours of work left. I'm going to come back tomorrow and make that 2 hours into 5 hours.
That's right.
And I'll get it done tomorrow, but I'm getting paid. I'll get an extra $250 tomorrow, and I'm out of here by 5.
Yep. So that's one of them. The other one is not coming to my brain. Give me the second one.
So one is the control of not having to micromanage guys on job sites and make sure they get done. The more important one, what I started going into, the second thing is that the cost variance never changes. There's no variance in cost, right? So the way that we do it is I've got a paint job. I'm charging the client $3,000. I've got $200 or $500 in materials, and I'm paying my paint crew $1,000 for the work they're doing. Here's your work order. Here's $1,000. Can you get it done? Yes or no? Yes. Great. Go do it. I know I'm making $1,500 on this job.
Right.
Period.
Right.
If there's any variance, it needs to be outside of that work order.
Right.
And if you say, "Hey, Clark, you didn't quote fixing the door trim around the front door," you're right. I didn't. It's not on there. I can go back to my client and say, "Hey, I need an extra $400 to fix that trim."
Yep.
I can pay my crew an extra $250. They are happy because they're getting more money. I'm happy because I'm keeping my profits. And everyone's good.
If I've got a day laborer out there and I've seen a singular line item and I thought this line item, 2 days max, it's done. I'm pay them $250 a day, so $500 in labor on this, and that rolls into the third day, and now I'm at $750, right? And at that point, who recovers? Who pays for that $250?
Yep.
Do I eat it?
Well, I know Dave's a hard worker, so he's not. I don't care if you know he's a hard worker. He might have been working his butt off, but you're the one losing as the contractor because his inefficiencies working on the job cost you more money that you can't charge the client.
Or you're in that scenario, you're losing one or the other. You're either losing your money because he took 3 days instead of 2 days because he didn't have a sense of urgency because it didn't matter. If I come back a third day, I make more money, right? So you lose that because it comes out of your pocket, or I can't afford for that to come out of my pocket. So I've now taking essentially a bait and switch to my client. I need an extra $250
I didn't realize
out of nowhere.
Yep.
I mismanaged it, but I need this money because I got to pay this guy.
Yep.
Now you've sacrificed reputation. Your client's going to feel like, dude, every time I turn around, he's coming back to me for more money because there is a creep in your cost, in your labor cost when you do hourly or when you do day labor cost. That's when the work order is so successful.
Yeah.
You get the work order says $1,000. That's what you get. Like I said before, get it done in a day, you got $1,000.
Yep.
Get it done in 10 days. You didn't make gas money.
Yeah, we had a large company. We went into doing one of our Executive Plus memberships, and they had 9 or 10 on staff. Some were handymen. They had an electrician, I think. They might have like a haul off guy, some other on staff crews, and they were subbing out for the other stuff. And I said, well, so what happens when it rains tomorrow? Well, they all get paid because they're all paid daily, and they're all working for us on staff. They're not even 1099. They're all W-2.
Right.
And so we looked at it and we're like, what? So you're paying these guys for not working, but what happens when this guy works harder than the other guy over the day and he does twice as much work? Well, we might give him a raise eventually. So you're not motivating him to work hard. Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Right. And so we started laying it all out. And again, this was a company that was almost level 3. They're fairly decent size, doing a couple million a year, if not more. And we said, we are going to have to convert all of these W-2 employees to subcontractors. And they were like, no.
Oh, no, that's not going to work.
doing
We're going to lose them.
We're going to lose them. And what we said was, you will lose some of them, but the cream rises to the top on this
right.
one. So with when you do that, the guys that are being underpaid because they're really hard workers are going to double down and make more money with you and make you more money. And those are the guys you want.
Yep.
The guys that are taking advantage of you and putting in half day of work, and now they got to put in a full day of work to get a full day of pay, they're gone.
Right.
You don't want them there anyways.
That's right.
And so it took 4 or 5 months probably to convince this company to convert these guys, and they lost, I think, probably 75% of their guys said, I'm not going to work. I'm not going to go to a sub. I can make more money than that somewhere else. Well, then they're not valuable enough.
Right.
You shouldn't keep them. If they can make more money being on a payroll than they can on exchanging their time for the actual work
As
that they're
an
doing
electrician, plumber,
for
haul off
money,
that, right.
then they're ripping you off.
Oh, yeah.
You're losing on that.
And the guys that stepped up,
You're paying them. You're giving them what they deserve.
and they also stepped into the place where the other ones left and said, "I'm not doing this."
Yep.
That person actually got more work and was more efficient because dude, there's a lot of meat on the table here.
Yep.
You know?
So that's the most important thing to know are those two things. Number one, I don't have to manage the crew and, hey, you took 3 smoke breaks today, or I've got a tracker on your car and I see you're at Quick Trip for an extra hour. What happened? Like, none of that happens anymore when you get rid of the daily and hourly.
Right.
You don't show up to a job and say, why isn't this done? You show up to a job and say, man, they got 2 more days. I hope they can get it done because they're not getting any more money out of this. Right? You can start having those conversations. So you get rid of that. You get rid of the micromanaging guys. And more importantly, you have consistent profits that are countable, and they are accountable to you.
Right.
That number. So those consistent numbers, having it all locked in with how you write your estimates, how you have customer sign off, how you have sub sign off. One thing along with what we're talking about, when you're dealing with homeowners or clients, oftentimes, that's a day of handyman. I'm gonna send my guy out there. Whatever it is, I'm never charging a client by the hour, just like I'm never paying by the hour. I'm never charging a client by day, just like I'm never paying by day. Even if you're level 1 and you're bringing hourly with you, never do that, because then they're watching you work, saying, hey, you've been at Home Depot for an hour and a half, and the Home Depot's 2 miles away, so why? Well, we had to stop and did this, and that Home Depot didn't have it. So, and it is a nightmare situation when you're doing that.
They get the final bill and they're like, dude, this is a lot of money. There were 3 guys out here. I saw one of the guys most of the time he was on his phone.
Yeah.
He was sitting there. I'm not paying for that, right? Yeah. There's going to be an argument over it.
So never charge your clients by hour or day. Bid the jobs. And you can come up with that bid by looking at how long you think it's going to take you.
Of course.
And that's how you figure out what you want to charge. But never charge a client by day or by hour, because there's room for disagreement, and you always lose those disagreements. Either reputation or money or both. It never works out. No one's like, hey, you know what? You put in 2 days of work, but I'm going to pay for 3.
Right.
No, that doesn't happen. So on both sides, your subs as well as your clients, we get rid of the daily, we get rid of the hourly, and we stick to bid price. Now we say to our client, hey, I expect this to take me 3 days. If I can get it done in 2 days, the price doesn't change. Just like if it takes me 4 days, the price doesn't change.
That's right.
I always tell the clients that, let them know that this price is set for this amount of work, and I'm not gonna demotivate my guys by paying them less if they get it done quicker.
Right.
So that is our thoughts on paying daily and paying hourly. Do not do it. Outside of bringing a helper with you, you need set bids, set work orders, to where everybody knows exactly what they're doing for what amount of money, period, end of story.
The only reason we're saying this is because we did it all.
We've been burnt.
We've been burned by every one of these things multiple times. In fact, we got burned and still did it.
Well, I got a really good guy, and he's awesome, so I'm just going to keep him on daily. We've heard most of our guys most of the contractors we coach say that, right?
Yeah.
I'll just keep this one, Jesse is amazing. I'm going to keep him on daily. Everyone else, I'm going to do subs. That's fine. Jesse, if he's amazing, you're ripping him off.
Right.
Stop ripping him off. Give him a work order for what he's going to do. Side note, this is the kind of off to the side.
Caveat, yeah.
The reason that most contractors want daily labor is because I don't have to think about what you're doing till Wednesday morning when we both show up, right? If you are putting in prep work, this is what you're doing this week. This is what I've got for you. That might change.
Proactive organization.
Proactive organization. If you say, I'm just show up on Wednesday, I'll pay you for a day, we'll get you done. You are never going to grow your company beyond where you're at today.
Yeah.
You can't say show up on Wednesday, I'll figure out what we got for you.
Yeah.
That doesn't work.
So the waste of time, waste of money, inefficient. Like it's just it's not gonna work out.
So if you disagree, if you think we are dumb for saying this stuff, I would love an email or a phone call.
I love it.
We'll pull you on the next podcast if you want to debate it. But this is from our years and years and years of losing money. This is one of the biggest things, biggest inefficiencies we've seen with companies, and one of the biggest fixes we've had financially coming into companies in terms of managing their money, managing their people, and really setting up a professional environment in their company.
Well, making money inside of your company, and even more than that, like creating more happy customers over and over and over, because you're creating a replicatable product.
Yep, that's it. All right, go to our website right now.
Do it.
We've got a one-day event. It's one day to win. It's coming up in a few months, or next month, I think. But we'd love to see you there. It's $199. We have a promo code on the website right now to get it for you for $99. We would love to have you there. We go over a ton of stuff. It is an 8-hour blitz of information that you leave with a ton of stuff. So we'd love to see you guys there.
Invest in yourself.
And if you need software, sign up for that too on our website. We love to introduce you to our software, get you organized that way. You can just buy the software, nothing else.
Or if you want to talk and process through and learn more about what we do, what we offer, hit us up, shoot us an email.
A la carte items to build what you need around you and your company.
That's a fancy word.
Yeah, it's
a la
French
carte.
on the side. All right. Thank you, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
See ya.